Hey everyone, welcome back to the Barely Normal Wet Shaver. That would be me, Doug Bear. So today I'm going to show three little tricks, all relating to straight razor shaving. The first will be how to address the razor to your face around your sideburns. I'm sure all of you know I am CDB and you've seen him do it, but Chris asked me if I would show it to all of you. So if there's anybody, which I seriously doubt, that doesn't watch Chris, that could learn from this, I'll be more than happy to show that. So that'll be the first little quick trick. The second one will relate to stretching. Kai is going to be doing one later this week that will be more comprehensive. I just try to focus these to complement some of the things that he's doing. My idea here will be that there is such a thing as overstretching, and there is something that you need to be aware of with reference to that. And then the last thing I'll show is what I do when I'm buffing an area to reapply lather without having to go back to the brush. It's a real short, sweet little trick. Maybe it would be classified as advanced, but really there's nothing to it. So I thought I'd show those three things to you. What I'm going to do is I'll be able to do that all in a very short concentrated area. So I'm just going to apply the lather. Let me get some proto lather on here, or my froth on here, just to get some lubrication. And then we'll apply just in this area right here. All right, so we're ready to jet. So with that done, dry my hands, grab my straight, and I will show first how you can bring the toe of the razor to your face to align with your sideburns. So you see I have somewhat longer sideburns, and if you try to come at it straight ahead, your hands block, you can't really see what's going on. I used to teach tennis many years ago. We used the word kinesthetic awareness. Through muscle memory is what that is. You can figure it out so that eventually you can just go right to your face and you know where you need to be. But if it is a challenge for you due to peripheral vision, or you're starting out, or you've changed the length of your sideburns, just go at it, even with a Spanish tip, or some kind of really pointed toe. Don't obviously dig in, but just bring it close to your face or touching your skin. Find where the bottom of the edge or the apex is just below your sideburn, and then bring it across, and then make your pass down your face. And it's as simple as that. And I think that will help a lot of people. If you're not familiar with it, if you haven't seen Chris use it, that's that method that really does help you find your starting point around your sideburns. Okay, so the next is talking about stretching. So stretching, there's some wonderful straight razor shavers who have talked a great deal about stretching. Most do. But I think something that gets underlooked is that there actually is a problem if you pull back or pull up or pull down too aggressively. You won't notice it on your initial pass. And quite honestly, my feeling on the initial pass is an awful lot like what a painter does to prep a surface before he starts to put the first coat. You're kind of smoothing out the surface in preparation. So the first pass really is the setup. But in the second, or even more so in the third, if you take it and actually pull it back extremely aggressive, the beard will retract into your skin. And when you come down through, whether it's an across or against the grain type of pass, you'll miss the beard. So what I suggest is just trying to find that sweet spot, and you just have to play around with it a little bit as to what is too much and what is too little. If you find that you made your pass and then when you don't have any tension, you still feel beard, you've stretched it a little bit too much. Two things you can do is, just put enough air in the area that you are about to move that it tightens the skin enough that you don't hit chatter or hit something that would stop you from being able to make a smooth pass through. The other thing that you can do is blow up your cheek, and that can help too. And you find out whatever engages a smooth surface so that the majority of the blade is making contact with the face. That's the key aspect to it. One other little trick that I see occasionally some do and some don't. Fingertips get slippery. Fingertips are not really as much contact with the face as what this part of your hand can be. And I think if you watch Dr. Matt, although he uses his cloths, and those cloths are fantastic, and if you have really slippery slickness to your lather, and it's hard to do it, I think there's no doubt that a cloth will help. But engaging this part of your finger gives more contact right there than what your fingertips can. So you can engage and hold a little bit better when you do this. So I would suggest you try that. That's another little tip, or trick rather. Now, as far as the pass, the simple pass, you know, that you see many of us do, is simply straight across, and that's it, right? So I feel right now that I got everything except in this area. And I just barely pulled, and in my case, because my cheek is so flat, I don't really need to puff out. If I puff out, I end up getting a rounded shape, even minor, and I don't have as much of the blade engaging. But that's just my face. We all have different face shapes, and you'll find out what works at best. What I want to show next, which I think is so cool, and again, Caleb does this so beautifully, and he's the one I used as my reference to do this, but if you have an area, and I have a star right here, brother, man, I go down, I get some, I go up, I get some, I go sideways, I go every which way but loose, and I can get it. But I have to keep buffing. I have to keep working to get this area smooth. I don't like to go against my skin with a dry area. You'll find that with a straight razor, when the geometry is right, it's going to clean off almost all of that lather. There can be slickness, residual slickness, but not as much as you'll find with a safety razor or a single edge. They leave a little bit more on the face. With a straight razor, you're just swiping it off. So what do I do to reapply very quickly without having to go back to the brush? When I'm in this position where I want to shave again, the spine at the moment is flush up against the face. I'm going to lift the spine away from the face and go in the reverse direction to release the lather. See that? So I just lifted the spine and went backwards. Now when I go forward again, don't leave that same position where you have the spine way further from your skin. Go back to a more a less angle, so to speak, and then pass again. And you can hear I'm engaging with my whiskers in every one of those directions. But now I nailed it. So those are my 3 tricks. I hope those are helpful. I really enjoy doing this, and I love complimenting with Kai to what he's doing with his Technical Tuesday. So all of you out there, till the next time, peace out, brothers and sisters.